What up, guys? It's your boy Thriller here. We're here for week number 5, I do believe, of our of the SADL. I almost said an episode series. We're here for week number 5 of SADL. We are past the halfway point. We are past the halfway point in which now we are in the last 4 battles. We're currently 2-2 right now, with only a -2 record, which was good. We did have a really tough match against Brooks last week. Not going to really talk about that matchup just because I don't really want to talk about how things ended and stuff like that. But we're going to move on. We're going to do our best to come back. And once again, this is going to be a bit of a tough matchup because there's a few Pokemon on my opponent's side that is actually going to be really tough for us to beat. But I hope the prep is going to pay off and we're hopefully going to be able to bounce back and pick up a win this week. We are taking on Tanner. First time I ever taking on Tanner. Seems like a pretty chill dude, and I'm excited to play him. First time I'm playing Tanner, so let's hopefully have a good one. If you guys are excited, leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new. Join the crew today because we throw with the king of the crew. And with that, let's break down this matchup. Tanner's team is from Generation. He is Gen 1 with Zapdos, Gen 2 with Mega Scizor, Gen 3 with Latios, Gen 4 with Mamoswine, Gen 5 with Landorus Incarnate, which I believe is allowed Sheer Force, Gen 6 with Klefki, Gen 7 with Tapu Fini, Gen 8 with Grimmsnarl, and Gen 9 with Gouging Fire. Now, this is actually a really difficult matchup for us. I definitely expect pretty much just about almost every Pokemon to show up here. Every Pokemon has a very good merit here. Now, the only thing about this matchup that's going to be a big conflicting moment here is which Pokemon of his fairy types is he going to guarantee bring here? Because here's the thing, Klefki and Grimmsnarl basically will do the exact same thing. Grimmsnarl can do a little bit more offensive stuff and can do momentum stuff with Parting Shot. Both can T-Wave, but one sets hazards and one just gives momentum. I lean towards Klefki because I think Klefki's steel typing adds a little bit more here to this matchup versus the dark typing that Grimmsnarl has, and that's just my personal opinion on this thing. Again, he's not bringing both. It would make no sense to bring both in this matchup. So, and I think Klefki's also really good because he can also be able to punish potential of the Florges in some sort of capacity if I'm not prepared for like an offensive Klefki. 100% I expect to see Zapdos, Tapu Fini, and Gouging Fire. Those three are insanely difficult for my team offensively and defensively to check. Other than that, I do think Landers makes a lot of sense here. I think it's going to be there to be that electric pivot. I don't think Mamoswine comes this matchup. Mamoswine I think is a little tough to bring versus me, even though it's a very good mon offensively, still into me as well. But I just think it's a little tough for it to be brought into this matchup. And then the last slot is either going to be Latios or Mega Scizor. I have actually decided I think it's going to be Mega Scizor here, but I would not be entirely surprised if Latios does show up. But again, I do think Mega Scizor's merit here was priority, and the fact that it's a really good hard hitting Mega here. Now, obviously, last time when we faced Brody, he didn't bring Scizor versus us when we were expecting it. This time around, I am expecting Mega Scizor over Latios, so hopefully we can walk with a W. But with that being said, let's talk about our team. Now, I had a really tough time trying to figure out a team build this week, and I really had to just really figure out what I wanted here. So we're taking some very massive risks this week. This week we're kicking off with Sheer Force Life Orb Nidoking, finally bringing the Life Orb set, which I think I've never actually brought. I think I'm bringing just Black Sludge or Shuckle Berry so far. I might have brought Life Orb versus Lamar, but obviously that battle didn't happen. But we're bringing Life Orb Nidoking just because I want this thing to hit insanely hard this matchup. I have to play my plays correctly here. I'm pretty much going to have to bluff that this thing is potentially either Choice Scarf or the Life Orb Sheer Force build. Pretty much the entirety, and it's going to be the big 50-50 for Tanner to figure it out. We are running with 100 defense, 32 special defense, 124 speed, and max special attack with the modest nature because I want to hit insanely hard this matchup here. I really could have even debated between rocking out with a physical set here, but I think special just made a lot more sense because I can cover a lot more bases with that. Obviously, if I went physical, I could have probably hit a lot harder, but I think hitting him more on the special side when he's got some good physical options here is really good. And Flamethrower is actually there not just because of Scizor, it also counters the potential of a Magnet Rise Klefki, so I can be able to still hit that thing for super effective damage. Otherwise, this thing is basically here to be a massive problem for my opponent offensively. And let's just pray we can get this thing to get some kills, man, because he needs to. Up next, we're bringing Thunder, and this is a bit of a kind of some heat prep, but also a bit of a risky one. We are running Mirror Herb Thunderous. Now, this thing is strictly designed to get the Mirror Herb in front of Gouging Fire. If I get my Nasty Plot off and that Gouging Fire is not a very defensive Gouging Fire at all, Thunderbolt can two-shot it. And if he Dragon Dances, I guarantee keep the speed control on Gouging Fire. I then Oko it or a Thunderbolt into Dark Pulse Okos it. And with having Defog, I can keep screens in checked as well, which is really good for me as well. So overall, I'm feeling really good about Thunderous this matchup, and I think it actually could pull off a sweep here if we get this lined up correctly on the Gouging Fire for our Dragon Dance or for anything that sets up speed. So really hoping Thunderous puts in the work this week. Up next, we're in Bobble here, our physically defensive check for a lot of Pokemon here with the Violet, with Toxic Recover, Tri-Attack, and we Ryan Foul Play. I gambled between a couple of options here, but I ended up going with something because I wanted to go something like maybe like Barrier, but then if I get Toxic, I can't recover that off. So I figured, you know what, let's go Foul Play. Foul Play just punishes things like Mega Scizor, punishes Gouging Fire, and it just punishes a lot of good of the physically offensive threats on my opponent's side here. Obviously, with Toxic, I can't Toxic a lot of Pokemon. There's already very few Pokemon that I can Toxic with this Mon. But regardless, I think having Toxic is really important there before and having anything else that goes with it. Up next, this was a very challenging set to go with this week, and I really debated really a lot on this set here. But I decided to take the gamble here and go with SD on Gallade this week. We are SD with Triple Axle. Now, if I do not get paralyzed with this, after an SD, Triple Axle guarantee knocks out a fully physically defensive Zapdos, which I think is really good for us here. Poison Jab is recovered into the Fini, and I can just spam close combats to the cows come home. Now, the reason why I'm close combat over Zen Headbutt is that close combat will hit a lot more, and it can guarantee some more nukes on my opponent's roster. Obviously, I have to be very careful about Scizor lying around until then. Because if Scizor does not go down, that priority bullet bunch can always pick me off with a weakened defense if I'm not careful. So that's why we have this. We have enough speed to outspeed literally everything on my opponent's side except for Latios. I am taking a massive gamble by not running speed for Latios. I'm only running speed for Landorus. I respect Landorus since it is going to speed tie with my Thunderous. Next, we have our Power of Deoxys here with the Fire Punch, Meteor Beam into Fire Punch, and just Fire Punch in general is very good into this matchup. If I can Fire Punch on incoming Scizor here, I do about 60-ish% to it, and then once it Mega Evolves, Fire Punch does knock it out straight up as well. Meteor Beam, just in general, though, is really good. We need a proc Meteor Beam, though, on Gouging Fire for this set to really work. Otherwise, Gouging Fire is going to be a bit of a not problem with us with this type of set. Thunderbolt plus Ice Beam, though, is guarantees us. We actually do have enough speed to outspeed Gouging Fire that is sped crept to our Needle King, which is really good for us there. So we guarantee we'll keep that speed control. Even if we have to go for a power up and he can Dragon Dance again, we can then get that guarantee off here unless he goes for another Bullying Bulwark. So have to be very careful around that. But otherwise, I think Deoxys can actually do a lot of good matches offensively here for us and hopefully do some work here. And I really debated on this last one. This last slot either was going to have to be Celesteela or potentially Meowscarada. You know, I really went back a lot, and as much as I really don't like this set, I think it's the best set into the matchup here. We are Autotomized weakness policy with with pretty much no stab except for acrobatics. Flamethrower covers obviously the things we need to hit. Rock Slide covers the stuff that we need to hit with Rock Slide with, which is the Gouging Fire and such. And then Flamethrower again for the steel types on my opponent's team. Pretty much once we get rid, if we can get acrobatics going and we get a weakness policy off, we can actually start really shredding through our opponent. I really wanted to fit screens this week, but I think screens was just too tough to feel like, and I feel like with Scizor, there's a chance I could see defog. I could see potential reflect breaking here. It was just really difficult for this matchup. So we're hopefully this set's going to work here, but I'm going to go ahead and get connected with Tanner here and go ahead and get started with this matchup. All right, we're here for the battle, guys, and he did bring Latios, which I was very 50-50 on him bringing. What did he not bring, though? No Zapdos! Wow! I am genuinely shocked that there is not a Zapdos, and that was not to mean to be a pun. Wow, no Zapdos is actually really insane here. So, Lottie coming definitely does make sense here. I wasn't 100. I wasn't concerned. I knew that he was not bringing his Grimmsnarl. Knew didn't Mammoth didn't come. Being Lottie here though, bringing both is actually interesting here. So I'm really glad I packed on Ice Beam now. Ice Beam actually was also not only for just the Landers, but it was also for the Lottie. So now it comes down to. So I assume he's either going to lead off with his Klefki. He obviously could also lead off with his Landorus here, because Klefki obviously seems like the most obvious lead here, so he can go with Landorus to stop that as well. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to lead with Celesteela. I think it's the safest lead I have into just about every Pokemon he has in his team. Now, Selly actually is a little problematic of a mon to use instead of for the right situation here, as he is going to lead off to the Klefki like I figured he was. We're going to go ahead and Totemize up right now because I don't think I care what this Klefki wants to do to me here. He is going to Thunder Wave us, which is really unfortunate there for us here. Because, okay, this is a random update now on this thing. Okay, well, thanks, man. I appreciate you. Oh, I didn't load my stats here, guys. Give me 1 second while I load my stats real quick. I am so sorry, guys. I completely just skipped out several turns of what happened. I feel so stupid. I completely forgot after I had imported my cal that, that these was happening. I feel so stupid now. Oh, that's so frustrating, man. That's really irritating on me. Because, okay, so essentially what happened here, guys, I got my +4 off with this. I went for Rock Slide twice. I actually flinched his Gouging Fire twice, which was Protosynthesis with a booster, actually. And he was attacking, so he was more of like, kind of like he was like max HP, I want to say, probably. So he was more of like a bulky offensive gouging, so it was probably, and it was Burning Bulwark on this set, so my guess it was Burning Bulwark plus 3 attacks. If I had to, or it was Burning Bulwark, so he's gonna go with this guy here. I actually don't want him to Thunder Wave me, so what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna actually make a very aggressive play here and go into my Thundaga here. Because I do not, ooh, the foul play. So it's foul play Klefki, very interesting here. So I'm actually going for the nasty plot now here. So it's foul play Klefki, which I was not expecting foul play. I was definitely not expecting the foul play. Honestly, also getting rid of Gouging Fire right away, massive. So now that I see his foul play, I actually don't think he screens. What sucks now is that this is going to have to come down to... It depends on what he wants to do here. If he's got screens, he's going to instantly click screens right now. Like, there's no way you don't not click screens here. Unless you don't have it. I'm very interested on this set, though. Thunder Wave, I think, was like it was a fair one because obviously shutting down Selly speed, shutting down Dio speed. And again, I didn't really need my Meteor Beam for any... Ooh. You bring in Latios? If you're Specs... This is a little scary. My Thundurus dies to any hit here, so now I need to be smart here. I really need to think out my conditions here. I win this game with Gallade. I think that's how I win. I think I win this game with a combination of Gallade, Dio, and Bobble. I think King's my most expendable mon, but I don't really want to bring him in right now. The thing is, his smart play here is to actually go for Draco. Like, Draco is 1,000,000% the smart play to do here. There is no reason to Psychic here. Now, the question I ask myself is this. Would he Draco knowing that it's free? Because obviously if he Specs, he knocks me out, right? If he's not Specs, then any Psychic move doesn't kill me unless he gets absolutely max roll. Do I want to risk Thundurus here? I could still beat Feeny if I don't have him, so I think I'm going to risk it and go for the Dark Pulse here. He is going to risk it and go for the Draco here. So what I think I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to make a very aggressive play into Shadow here, and I'm actually going to go for the Swords Dance here. This is hella aggressive. I know it's a hell of aggressive move here. Because obviously the Klefki's coming in, right? Klefki 1,000,000% comes in here. And he doesn't know that I'm not speed tie with his Latios. So I think it actually comes down if he Specs. If he's Choice Specs versus my Gallade, Draco is his only way to knock me out. If he gets any chip damage on me, then Luster Purge can knock me out. I think that was arguably the right play there, because here's the thing, right? I pressure Lottie offensively with Nidoking as well. Like, that's another thing, too. Lottie is being pressured by Nidoking offensively because I can have a great offensive coverage move. I can also have potential Sucker Punch, which maybe I should have brought. Keyword is maybe. I highly doubt you're not going to risk your Latios here. There's absolutely no reason to risk Lottie here when Lottie actually could bring you out a win here. My play, I think the play you do here is either you go into Klefki and risk a knockoff, losing your item there, or you go hard Finny here. If you go hard Finny, you're not Cassaberry, and you're not fully Fizz Death, I can knock you out with Poison Jab, and I put myself in a really good spot here. If you go Klefki here, that puts you in a big top 50-50 here. It puts you in the scenario of either you have to risk... Okay, so you are going to play... We're going to play games here. So you are either going to click Thunder Wave here. Because here's the thing, right? I have to make a choice. I either take the choice of killing Klefki, risking the fact that I could get paralyzed here, or I go Nidoking, and I make a very aggressive, and I make an aggressive play. Right? I do have options here. Part of me really thinks he's gonna go for Thunder Wave here. I feel like Thunder Wave is such a smart play here. Even if it's very predictable that he's gonna Thunder Wave me here. Foul Playing's not a bad play either, because obviously it hits my Nidoking really hard. Like I said, my Nidoking is not as great as I want it. I literally need, like, this Dio and Bobble to win the game. Because Bobble now is looking very annoying for my opponent. I just have to get past Klefki, and then Bobble can be very annoying for my opponent. But they also gotta assume that I made the swap out last time. Because I feared the Thunder Wave. And they knew that, and that's why they could foul play. I think this is probably a 50-50. If I get the 50-50 wrong, I have to bank on 10% miss. I'm going for it. They got it. They got the 50-50. Now, actually, that's not... I mean, that's kind of a bad play for... That's actually kind of... Actually, no, that's good for them, actually. That's actually low-key good for them, because now it comes down to speed. If they put any speed on their Klefki, they can actually outspeed me. But I think they're assuming me faster. So the problem I now have is this. Do I want to click Triple Axle or Poison Jab, predicting one of the resistance to fighting to come in right now? I think I'm still going to go for close combat here. Wow, he did run speed on his Klefki. Wow. I did not expect him to run speed on Klefki. That's kind of insane. And it's Rocky Helmet. That's actually really, really bad for us now. Oh, that's really, really bad for us. I think I had to make the aggressive play and go into Deoxys here. As Finny does come out here. I think what I want to do here is I actually want to Meteor Beam on this turn. Because I'm not scared of what Finny wants to do here. If it's defensive Finny, can it two-shot me? Scald is a roll. He can't burn me. If he surfs, then yes. Thunderbolt outright does good damage to him. I think I'm going to have to gamble here and Meteor Beam here. Knock off. Interesting. We do get our +1 off. Moonblast. Did that always kill at the range I was at? Moonblast, 48 to 58. Okay, he's offensive Finny. I think we lost this one, guys. I think it's over. Yeah, I think this game's over. Because right here, he doesn't have to risk Finny. Unless he wants to make sure Porygon can't Toxic Stall. Oh, that's unfortunate, guys. He's offensive Finny, which means if he runs speed, if he's running max speed on this thing, it pretty much kills me. If not, I'll come down kills not to. Yeah, I think we lost this one. Good prep on his end, though, man. He got the 50-50, and to be fair, I also played the 50-50 wrong. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up, Finny went down. If this is Spec Slotty, I have to play this carefully. I have to play this carefully. I think I have to try to play my way out here still. Ooh, we trace Levitate. That's actually really huge for us. So what I'm gonna do right here is I'm actually going for the Tri Attack here. Psyshock, 29. We're still fine here. We go for this. We're gonna recover here. I think we're gonna recover here again. I'm gonna go for the Toxic here this time. Scizor does come out. I'm going to foul play on this Scizor. Yep. Come on, get the kill. Get the kill. Get the kill. Okay. He has to be foul play to knock me out. I'm fully fizzed FP2. Actually, is it smarter to go for the... Mega Scizor... If it's bulky Swords Dance, I'm actually curious to see how much that foul play should have done. Foul play at +2 if it's bulky Swords Dance Scizor should have done... Okay, we had 65. Does that mean it's max attack? Okay, my calcs are really not adding up here. Because foul play's based on damage, and he should have taken... He should have taken a lot more damage than that. Well, at +2, let's say Bug Bite. I'm going for foul play here. You gotta do a Wing Beat. Alright, we knock out Scizor. This isn't 100% over yet, guys. This is 100% not over yet. I'm gonna recover. I gotta hope for a Draco miss. Actually, hold on. How much was Psyshock doing to me? 28? 30? He has to go for Draco to knock me out here. I feel like Draco is a throw play here. He went for it. I'm gonna click Ice Beam here. He's gonna reveal I'm a Scarf. We had got the differential down. GG. And that's it, man. We lose. Oh, we brought it back, though. I will say, we definitely brought that back. Um, if I went, yeah, I think if I went Porygon, actually, yeah, now thinking about it, if I sack Nidoking there in front of Latios, and I go P2 back after that dual wing beat, I think I win. I basically it comes down to him, because then he's got a force swap I gotta recover off. I could Toxic, and unless he's taunt on the Glando, yeah, I think I would have won that then. Well, I mean, it's not 100% here or there. He would have been a lot of switching in and out game, and then we came down to crits. But I think regardless, it would have been a 1-0 win or a 1-0 loss for me there, I think, at that point in time, unless you got a crit there. Oh, but yeah, I think now realizing that I should have went that I should have made that my play, knowing that he had a Draco there, knowing he had a Draco to potentially knock me out there. I should have made that play. I should have not. I should have made that play. And also, if I was scarfed on Nidoking, yeah, looking at it now, I would have won with P2 unless crit happens. But anyways, that was a great game to Tanner, man. That was really, really fun. We got back on that back foot, man. I really should have just made that play, man. Tanner had the 50-50, and it seemed like he was committed on the coin flip, and I didn't go with the coin flip. I should have went for it. Obviously, us getting paralyzed. I think the miss plus that paralyzed made up for the fact that we got two very crucial flinches. I really kind of low key wish now I went with the Akaberry set that I was actually thinking of doing. If I went Akaberry instead of Weakness Policy, arguably maybe I can keep Selly around. It basically comes down then again, and if it plays out the way it did, then I would have had to have gone for Acrobatics in front of gouging, and acrobatics was so free, and then I could have acrobatics into flamethrower on a potential Silacil switch in, um, or I would have gone for flamethrower if you would have been bulwarked there potentially, as well. But yeah, but GG's though to Tanner. He played really well. This honestly was a really great game. I think hacks balanced out for between both of us. If he missed a Draco, which if he missed a Draco on Nido King there as I killed him, obviously I still lost. But if I he missed the Draco on P2 there as I recovered, I think actually there's a chance then I go Lindo and he either kills Nido King with another Draco even though he's -2, or risk the scarf, because obviously I played it like I was scarfed or I was the way I was. Um, but yeah, nothing bad to say here. This was honestly a really great game, and I hope me and Tanner can have another good one in the future. We're 2-3 now, -3, which is honestly not the terrible thing here. We can definitely still bounce back. It does now mean though, if we want to make playoffs, we have to win at least two of our games, or we're gonna have to win at least 3 to 4-0 or higher on those two games to secure a spot in the top four, in top eight with 4-4. But if we win the rest of our games, then we guarantee playoffs. But it's not going to be easy because we still have a couple more tough opponents. But yeah, though, GG's Tanner, though, he played really great. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video. I'm sorry for dragging it out, but I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary off screen. Yeah, but thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.